Dankeschön. So hopefully it works. Yeah, thank you. Excuse first of all my language, my Dutch, it doesn't exist, so I have to speak in English to you. It was nice to hear a German guy to speak in Netherlands. Maybe next time I do the same. It was also interesting to listen to you, that the energy is enough there and so on. What I understand, I didn't understand everything, so maybe I would like to show you my approach and what we are doing for the recycling business in Europe. And insofar, that is my task here today. I'm an expert of recycling of PVC, but I want to give you an overview of all kind of plastics recycling, what we are doing actually in Europe. So the agenda is, what is PRE, Plastics Recyclers Europe? That is an organization I will come later on. First of all, then we want to talk about PVC because it's one of the main plastics in the building industry. I would like to give you some examples for the applications of PVC. And as you know, there are critical voices in Europe about the PVC products, and therefore the industry has made a voluntary commitment. And one of the key issues of the voluntary commitment is the PVC recycling. And especially what I am doing and our factory is doing is from Weka to make PVC window recycling, and last but not least, to come to a conclusion before we go to celebrate your party to win the award. Well, I'm coming from Plastics Recyclers Europe, an organization that is representing 80% of the European industry. It's more than 1,000 companies. We have more than 30,000 employees. And meanwhile, we are recycling more than 3 million tons of plastics, all different materials. First of all, it's 115 members meanwhile, and I can tell you it was a long way to go. So for example, when the first recycler started, we started with the recycling in 1993. There was only 200,000 tons of plastics in the year 2000 recycled. And if you see now the development, if it would work, now you see in 2013 it's more than 2.5 million tons. So you see that it is a growing industry and an important industry to use again the material and to have a closed loop, or at least a loop at all. Well, coming to the Plastics Recyclers Europe, it's a platform for all the plastics recyclers, and it's important to give information also to European Union about statistics, monitoring, but also to give, to have a voice in Brussels about our issues, about our problems, for example, for collection and for restrictions or whatever. And last but not least, the PVC, a special working group in this organization, what I'm coming from later on. So if you see the working groups in the plastics recyclers, it's a different one. It's first of all crates and pallets, which you know, plastic pallets, what we are using every day. End-of-life vehicles, it's also a lot of plastics in the recycling industry. HDPE, which is from the shampoo bottles and everything else what you know. Then we have LDPE, so low-density PE, which is mainly for films. Mist plastics, yeah, that is the rest. We have the PET from the normal bottles, water and Coke and so on. We have electrical cables and so on for the VE. And last but not least, the PVC working group, which I am a member of. What is polyvinyl chloride? The white powder, that's clear. But it consists more than 50% of normal salt, so it's not very dangerous. The other point is the rest is ethylene, which is coming from the oil, mainly from the oil. The good things of the PVC is that you can use it for every application if you give in the right additives. For example, plasticizers to make it soft, or stabilizer to make it rigid, so you can use it for very, very large range of products. So another point from the PVC is, of course, you can use it and use it for a long time. And yeah, as I mentioned, it's used for cables, pipes, windows, and so on. And the lifetime is up to 100 years or more. For example, in a lot of countries in Germany, the pipes, they stay in the ground. That means they last forever at the end of the day. They need minimum maintenance, special windows and so on, because they don't get old, let's say like that. And they have a good energy balance, and last but not least, a processing performance. So, about the applications I've already talked about. It's mainly, of course, windows, building and construction, that's why we are here. Pipes and window frames and building products make 70% of the whole consumption of the PVC in Europe, and that is mainly frames and pipes. But also for packaging, even for food, automotive industry, they use PVC, electrics like cables, credit cards. A big and an important point is, of course, medical products like blood bags and other things. And in the agriculture, it's used for hoses, for other things. That means I have 10 minutes left here. You don't see that. Textile is also an application of PVC. So you see it's a wide range at all. And for all that, we need recycling solutions. So mainly the PVC is recycled on mechanical ways, which is for window profiles, what we are doing from building, but also from pipes and other products like roof membranes, also from cables. That is mainly because of the copper, which is in the cable. That's another story. But these products are all recycled, collected, and recycled again. Well, if you see, for example, and what we are doing is PVC window recycling, is that it is the most used material in Europe for many, many years. And when Veka started, it was only in 100,000 windows per year in the end of the 60s installed from PVC windows in Germany. Meanwhile, in whole Europe, they are installed more than 350 million windows. And if you see the lifetime is 40 years or more, then you see it has good properties, and it has good properties like isolation. You don't have to paint it, and it is good for noise protection. So it has, at the end of the story, a good performance ratio, and many, many years. And to be honest on that, nobody was taking care of what we are doing with the old windows later on. In the first 20 years, of course, it was clear there were no old windows, so we don't have to look for it. And in 1993, there came up some critical points about PVC, and also one argument of the Greens or whatever was, you cannot recycle the PVC windows. And then we said, is it right? Or is it not right? And if it is right, how can we do it? So the main markets for the recycling of the PVC windows are now in Germany, and then in United Kingdom and in France. And almost also in the Netherlands, we have nearly the 100% recycling quote. That means normally every window which is de-installed in the Netherlands is collected by our partners here in Netherlands. For example, the company Cras, who is collecting the material, shred the material, brings it to our plant, and we will make a new PVC product, a pallet of it, and use it again into a window profile. But also we do that in Germany with our own factory, as you see later on. Well, it was more than only PVC window recycling. The voluntary commitment is for the all applications, and it was founded in the year 2000. The first commitment was called Vinyl 2010, and there was an update and a review in 2011, which is now called Vinyl Plus, and it's committed to recycle more than 800,000 tons of PVC in the year 2020. So, and PVC windows are, of course, or not of course, but are the biggest part of it, because as I told you, pipes is also a big consumption, but it's not so easy to collect them. They are not available. They are in the ground, and then it's not so easy to collect them and to recycle them again. That is for windows much, much easier. So, and we started our activities then in 2006-07 also to do that, what we have done since 1993 in Germany, also in France and in UK. So that is called the WEKA Recycling Division. I started in 1993 in Germany with the recycling. I hope everybody knows that WEKA is normally a profile company, but that is Adrian. I don't know where you are. On the last, that's clear. Okay, so and in 1993, as I told you, we started in Germany. We have a capacity of around 50,000 tons of frames, what we can recycle there and already do. Then we have another plant in the near of London, the WEKA Recycling Limited, where we collect the windows in a big, big market, and in France, where we have a complete line also since 2006, where we recycle also more than 10,000 tons. At the moment, French market is a little bit difficult, but that's building industry, that's normal. For us, these three markets are more or less 80–90% of the whole consumption or the whole tonnage which will be recycled in Europe. So that's why we are there. So what are we doing there? We make a full automatical recycling, because for us it was important to say we do it full automatically, and we do it so clean that it goes back into a window profile again, so that we can really talk about a closed loop. That means we make from an old window a new window, and not a park bench or whatever, a fence, and then nobody knows what is in this product later on. So you can do it again and again and again. In our group, as I told you, we have a capacity of 70,000 tons. Meanwhile, we have 190 employees. 20 years ago, we had 11. And meanwhile, we have invested more than 35 million euro for these three plants. So you see, it's not so easy to make it, because you need a big volume to start a line for 2,000 tons or 3,000 tons like we have maybe in the Netherlands. It would not make sense to install a complete line. So that means you need more volume, and that's why we bring the material from here, crushed, to our plant in Germany. So that is our plant in Germany, in Beringen. It's not complete, to be honest. Here, meanwhile, we have another building, but the weather was fine on that, so we use this one. And so you see there are two lines, one line here, and we will see later on the film how it works and how we can use the material again and again. So how do we do it? As we see, we bring into the shredder the complete window, complete with glass, if there's glass in, with metals, with rubber, with everything. And then we have a lot of machines who make from that old window, doesn't make sense there, should show you here, from that old window, a nice white pallet that you can use it again into a window profile. So that material we bring to the window profile systems again, and they make again a window profile of it, and that's our closed loop. So, and that means we have enough materials for the recycling. That's not the point. Energy is a little bit too expensive. That's another story. Building products from PVC are recyclable. That's good for the conclusion for the PVC industry. It makes sense, so that means it makes economical-wise sense to say, okay, we recycle it and we save money in comparison to the virgin. Otherwise, it would be difficult to make it. And acceptance and applications for the future is necessary. That means for us, I make meanwhile more marketing that it is normal that you use again the material into a window profile and that you don't hide it, because in the future, as you have seen, 350 million windows, that is 7 million tons of PVC that can be recycled, and that we need applications for. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. So other barriers like REACH, that's another story about the chemical products. There are some barriers to pass. At the end, I would like to show you the film, and I hope it will run. They change it now, that you can see how our
future. If you want to play a part in shaping a sustainable future, you must be prepared to take responsibility for effective environmental protection and closed-loop material reprocessing. At WK Umwelttechnik, this is exactly our vision and the goal for all our activities. WK Umwelttechnik is a subsidiary of WK AG in Sendenhorst, Germany. WK is one of the world's leading suppliers of system solutions for PVC windows, doors and panels, operating more than 25 subsidiaries across 3 continents. With over 40 years of experience, expertise and knowledge, delivered every day by more than 3,000 employees in a company still in family hands. As a reliable partner to window manufacturers, we provide support at every level of the value chain. Not only with our profile systems, but also including a broad range of bespoke services. One of the most important is the recycling concept offered by WK Umwelttechnik. It guarantees a closed material cycle, creating trust and confidence in a sustainable future. We actually do something about it. WK Umwelttechnik recycles. Let others talk about sustainability. We actually do something about it. WK Umwelttechnik recycles dismantled PVC windows. Window manufacturers benefit from a professional disposal and treatment service. We provide this service at central locations in Germany, France and England, strategically sited in Europe's most important recycling markets. At Europe's biggest and most modern PVC recycling plant, WK Umwelttechnik turns old windows into PVC pellets, which is practically 100% pure. For many years now, over 1,500 window manufacturers and waste management enterprises have been relying on our service. They appreciate our long experience and huge expertise in this responsible technology for the future. Excellent recyclability is one of the major benefits of PVC over other raw materials. Since it began operations in 1993, WK Umwelttechnik has been developing and perfecting this process even further. In a multi-stage, fully automated sorting process, the PVC and other materials like metal, glass and rubber are carefully separated and ground down. The ground PVC is then automatically sorted according to the color of the particles. The result is a pure granulate which lives up to the highest quality criteria through a process certified by Germany's safety organization TÜV. WK Umwelttechnik produces over 50,000 tons of granulate every year. Extensive controls guarantee that the granulate quality is consistently high. The end product is thoroughly checked before it's delivered. Can be used directly and without loss of quality to produce new window profiles. PVC granulate can be used directly and without loss of quality to produce new window profiles. Recycled PVC is ideally suited for the production. The material cycle is closed. Recycled PVC is ideally suited for the production of new high-quality profiles. And since its introduction in 1993, the concept has more than proved its worth. But the granulate is not only suitable for making new PVC windows, it's also perfect for other product areas. We supply high-grade PVC granulates sourced entirely from our own recycling. As a major partner to the plastics industry, we supply high-grade PVC granulates sourced entirely from our own recycling process. Low carbon footprint. Our customers use it to manufacture plastic products that have a particularly low carbon footprint, because customers who use recycled PVC instead of new polymer drastically reduce the carbon footprint of their products without compromising on quality. There are many more reasons to choose high-grade recycled granulate for the production of PVC products. At the end of the day, what counts is the best combination of quality and sustainability. Vika Umwelttechnik. We look to the future.
Yeah, that's it. That is what we are doing. Are there any questions or?
Are there any questions? Yeah, I saw something about. Oh jee, wanneer komt hij ook
I
alweer?
can't read it.
Waar was het ook alweer over? Als PVC gerecycled is, dan blijft er... Hoe zegt u? Ja, ik ben een leek. Kunt u dat even in het Engels vragen? Thomas Rauw? Ja, vraag het eens even in Duits.
Also was passiert mit dem Vinylchlorid durch den Recyclingsprozess?
If we change something, no. What we are doing in our plant is only physics. So we have a big hammer, we separate the glass, we separate the rubber, and the vinyl chloride or the PVC, the compound, stays as it is. So it's at the end, it's a regrind. We heat it again, that we can make a melt filtration. That means impurities like rubber, which have a higher melting point than PVC, are stopped. But we don't add anything to the PVC, or we lose something of this formulation.
It's the same than before. It won't disappear in our water systems?
Bitte?
It won't disappear in our water systems?
Nothing, because it's a matrix. Matrix, yeah. It's a matrix, so it cannot. Nothing goes out.
Okay.
Even from the window profile, it's the same. It's a part of a window profile what we have in that process. We just crushed it with a hammer.
Oh, daar zijn jullie goed in, zie ik. Ja. Nee. Dat zien ze goed. Ja. Oh, I mess it up. Yeah, no. Yeah. No, it was just a compliment about your about fake.
I guess.
Yeah. No, you made just an enthusiastic movement of yes, and then we smash it down. So I said, yeah, you're good in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I do that with passion for more than 20 years.
Okay, we see it. Thank you very much. Showing your passion.
You.
Thank you very much.